Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. Debs Cooper, global stressologist. Oh my gosh, today's going to be a goodie. I think I say that each time with my podcast, it's going to be a goodie. But this is going to be a goodie because this is incredibly common for people right now with what's going on. And what I'm going to talk about is how to stop feeling like a fraud. Simple. How to stop feeling like a fraud. Now, I say simple. Well, it's not really. It is simple, but it's just one of those things that come up, even though we think we've dealt with them for what they are. So I would love to know if you can drop in the chat where you're from, and if you're watching a replay, it would be amazing. So grab your note-taking device because I really would love you to take these on board and actually let them sink in deeper for you. When I think about this, there's an internal a thought that comes up in our thinking, and it means there's little things of what if I'm actually not good enough? What if I'm actually not good enough? Or what if I try and do something and actually fail? Who said those things? Or what if people actually realise that I'm making it up as I go along? And I was talking to one of my beautiful friends the other day who's a freaking hysterical speaker, and she's phenomenal on that count. But one of the discussions was when actually the client, not her, but actually the person who was listening, actually asked a question. And the speaker said, "That's a great question. What do you think?" Now, whenever we hear that's a great question, when you hear a speaker say, "That's a great question," it's actually the speaker going, "Uh-oh, I need to figure out what the heck's going on. I need to just make sure that I know what I'm talking about here and I'm going to get this right." So just give you a heads up, when a speaker says that, it's actually not about you, it's actually about them. You've asked a question that they don't know the answer to. Just a little heads up on those speakers. But when I think about being fraudulent or imposter syndrome, any of those things, the truth is, I want to give you the truth. The truth is when you feel like a fraud, it actually has nothing to do with your capacity and everything to do with the perception you have about yourself. It has nothing to do with your capacity. It has everything to do about the perception that you have on yourself. So I'm going to crack on. Here we go. Just make sure everybody can hear me. Got no one saying, "Can't hear you." Thank you. Feel. So strategy number one is you're going to recognize the hidden patterns that keep you doubting yourself. Now, when I say hidden patterns, there are hidden patterns, and unless we're actually fully present and fully aware, which nobody can be 24/7, you're going to keep doubting yourself. So the signs of this actually come when we're overthinking very simple decisions, or we need reassurance for people coming from other people, or you actually believe everyone else should be doing the job and not you. We're recognizing the hidden patterns that keep you from doubting yourself. So someone can get offered a speaking opportunity. Think of it like this. Someone gets offered a speaking opportunity and they spend days focusing on why they shouldn't do it instead of actually why they were chosen. Yeah. Why did I get it? Why not somebody else? So let's just have a look at that. And that can also be for job interviews. If anyone's going for job interviews, when I say about a speaking opportunity, it can also be for job interviews. Oh la la. So here's the resolution for this. I want you to get data, gather data, take evidence. So start tracking that evidence of your wins daily. Start storing into your memory bank, even if you put into your notes or anything like that, wherever that is, but start getting that data, because when you've got that evidence and that data and that visual of seeing it, it automatically lands like, "Oh, I remember doing this," from that. And this is a great one from an old colleague of mine, Tanya, when I talked about my daughter going to the Air Force. And the question was, what if she fails? And yes, my darling daughter, Sophie, I did say that, what if she fails? And she said, what if she flies? I was like, oh, funny, going into the Air Force. So that was just those things. So when you think, what if I fail? You can replace that. What if I fly? Or what if I grow? Or what if is the thing for me? Whatever that is, you're just changing those little words that you've got going on there. And when our mind exaggerates, when we get on the hamster wheel and we start thinking, what if this is not going to work? And what can happen is our mind can exaggerate to a fear. So the moment you see your mind starting to get onto that little pattern, just pull it back and go back to that evidence What if this grows? What if this actually is the thing? Whatever that is, whatever those words that you have to put down that feel right for you. And you must remember that confidence is built through action, not waiting. Confidence is built through action, not waiting. And it's really important to have that action over the waiting. Now, I had to giggle yesterday because I had a call with a client and we were just talking about this. And this is how to stop comparing your behind the scenes bloopers to everyone else's highlight reel. And what can happen is we can compare ourselves to others. We can fall behind if we spend more time on their social media. We can compare our struggles to someone else's struggles. We can, do social media. You can get on social media and the next thing you know, you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Or you can believe others have it easier than you. Any of those things that can, this here is just going to chew away in your head. So what I want you to think about this is, remember people usually post polished moments. Remember, people usually post polished moments. They don't do breakdowns. They don't sit there and cry. And if they do, there's a reason for it, whatever that is. But they only post their polished moments. They do their ChatGPT picture. They do their words. It's all polished. It's all pristine. They don't show the bloopers. What I want you to do is also focus on your own values and your own priorities. What's important to you? And of course, we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate our progress, not our perfection. We're going to celebrate our action over our hesitation. And what you can do is every time you feel yourself comparing, go, okay, what do I need to create from this? This comparing, what do I need to create from this? Because when you jump into comparing, if you can change that C comparing to C create, it'll make a massive difference in you. So we're changing it to creating. The next one I'm going to get you to do, I'm just watching the dogs so you can see me over there, just keeping an eye on what they're doing because I'm currently away from home again in Auckland. So I want you to reconnect with your strengths. Reconnect with what's important to you, those values, those achievements, those strengths, those things that you're in your jam. You know, we used to say stay in your lane. Reconnect with those things. So instead of saying things like I just got lucky or I just happened to be in the right lane at the same time, or anytime you're dismissing an accomplishment that someone goes, wow, you've done that, that's great. Oh, thanks, it was actually all about you. No. I want you to reconnect with your strengths. And when you reconnect your strengths, I was going to say shite happens. Amazing things happen. So what I'd love you to do, again, go back into that memory bank. I want you to write down the challenges you've already overcome. Go back and have a look. Even just yesterday, what did you overcome? I didn't get the dinner on time, or whatever that is, whatever that challenge is. That could be a 10 out of 10. It could be something less. It could be whatever that is. You know, you may have lost a job. You may have had whatever that is, that challenge. Write down those challenges to recognize you've already overcome them. I want you to also ask yourself, what do people consistently come to me for? What questions do people ask me and what do they ask me to do? What are those things that they consistently come to me for? Because this is all, again, we're gathering data. We're gathering data to ease our mind when it starts going into a wobble. And when you can do that, you actually stop waiting for that outside validation, and it actually starts to coming to believe in yourself. And God, it's so much easier when you believe in yourself, I can tell you that. And so when I say stay in your lane, I know I mentioned that at the start just a little bit then, this is about pulling back to our values. And so when we can go back to what we love to do instead of approval, it actually flows a lot easier for us and others around us. Now, when I say stay in your lane, if you're not good at cooking, I'm just going to give you an example. If you're not good at cooking, don't cook. Don't cook. Be the entertainer. Be the cleaner-upper, whatever that looks like. Be the setter-upper, whatever that looks like. Or do another job and have somebody else do it. Stay in your lane with those things because they're the things that actually align you to who you are and where you're going to go. And it's a lot easier on life if you can stay in your lane than try and get distracted by all the other little things that are going on. The next one I'm going to suggest is, I know I talked about action earlier and I talked a little bit about fear, but you must take aligned action. So when I say aligned action, and even when that fear comes up, so aligned action is, instead of saying, oh, I'll wait till I feel ready, or procrastination, I'm procrastinating because I actually want perfection. Procrastination and perfection is just a P word. That's all it is. I'm sure there's other P words we can use right now. when you actually are taking that action, because the fear stops you. So we want to, instead of start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, just start and flow. And Dr. John D. Martini says, start with what you know and let what you know grow. Start with what you know and let what you know grow. And just that is taking that beautiful aligned action over that. So today, I'd love you to take one small action daily, whatever that is. And I'm going to say it's part the parcel. So whatever that action is, just do that one thing daily and just get yourself momentum going. And once you've got that, because how did that go? That progress that you have when you're progressing, can't even say the word, actually creates momentum. And when that momentum's going, then you can add something else in the pot, or then you can actually deviate to something else, whatever that is. Fear doesn't always mean stop. I just want to jump into here because it actually means, it does mean growth. When it's fearful, it actually allows you to pivot back and get really present and see what's in front of you before you can actually deal with it. And then you can look at the growth from that. But know that action builds your certainty. Your action builds your certainty. And when you have that action, that certainty comes, and then it's storing all those memory data that you've got, that data evidence. You know how I've been saying every tip all the way through, get that data. That's going to start with that. So your action builds that certainty. Now I'm coming up to, must be coming up to the last of my 3 tips. And so my favorite 3 tips is don't take things personally, or life too seriously. So when somebody says something to us, don't take it personally. Don't go, oh no, they said this to me and now I can't get out of bed, or now I can't do this and I can't do this and I'm no good at this. No, 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 no. Don't carry that criticism for days. That's like one of the worst things you can do. Often we go, one negative comment outweighs thousands of positive ones. Somebody can say one thing to you and that can throw you all out, even though you have 1,000 people saying that you're amazing for whatever you do. So remember this, other people's reactions reflect their own world. Other people's reactions reflect their own world. So when I say don't take things personally, just go, this is a them, not a me. And I want you to pause before reacting emotionally. It's not a great time to be reacting emotionally. So I want you to pause before reacting emotionally. And so just know that other people's stuff reflect their own world. One of my favorites, will this matter in a year? Will this matter in a year? Yes, will be the devil comes out of you, but often it actually doesn't. And you're going to choose, instead of proving yourself, I want you to choose serenity. Whatever that serenity is for you, choose that for you. And that's the stuff that makes you light up. The next one I'm going to suggest is glitter bomb, glitter bomb, glitter bomb, glitter bomb. And I want you to do more glitter bomb moments, because when you come home from your day, or you've been at work or something like that, and you're feeling flat and heavy, and you look at these things, or you feel, I've been so productive, but I haven't achieved anything, or any of those things, it can weigh us down. So I want you to schedule your spark intentionally. So I have my calendar, they're color coded, and I have my glitter, Deb's glitter time. Deb's glitter time. I have glitter bomb calls. They're a different color as well, but I have Deb's glitter time, and that's my time to do anything. Now I can walk with the dogs, I can eat, I can drink, I can lay on the couch, I can read a book, I can go sit outside in the sun, I can do anything I want, because that's Deb's glitter time. I can go and walk in the garden, I can do anything that makes me smile. So schedule that time and set that in your diary. You can dance, you can laugh, you can do whatever it is. But I want you to stop waiting for permission from others to tell you to feel good. Start doing it yourself. When you start putting a little bit of glitter in your day, the energy shifts. The energy shifts around you and through you, and you're already starting to change your neural pathways inside your brain, inside your body. Everything is already to change when your energy shifts and you're feeling light and something is sparking you. You know, when you come away from people or events, or you've watched something and you just like feel alive, and then suddenly you're exhausted beforehand, and then suddenly you're productive and you have more insights. Think of those things. That's your glitter. These are the things that light you up. No problem is unresolvable. No problem is unresolvable. Now you know this one. Guess what this is? This is to tell you that Debs Cooper is here. Debs Cooper, global stressologist, 20 years experience as a stressologist, as a paid stressologist. Not too shabby at what I do. Know that not everybody has it figured out in life. I don't have it figured out in life. And just when you think you do, side swipes happen. And this is how it goes. So we just have to evolve with what we're doing. You don't have to isolate. You don't have to lock yourself away. Any of these things that actually happen is we lock ourselves away because we don't want to disturb anyone. We don't want to be a bother, whatever that is. Just know the highly successful people privately battle self-doubt while everyone around them assumes they're confident all the time. A highly successful person privately battles self-doubt while everyone around them assumes they're confident all the time. It happens. It happens. Now, I'm not saying go and talk to your friend and do this. I'm saying I'm here for you. Speak up and connect. Speak up and connect. Just know that it's not vulnerable when you reach out to me. You don't have to be vulnerable. You don't have to say anything that I'm vulnerable to do this. Just reach out and have a conversation. You've met me. You see me here. I'm pretty human. But just know that the feeling you've gone through, you've probably gone through before. Maybe it's a different level, but it's actually achievable to get out of it. It's achievable to get out of it. So just know that the support is there when you're ready. The support is there when you're ready. Now, when I talk about being a fraud, I also just want to add a couple of things. You don't need to become somebody else to stop feeling like a fraud. This is not what it is. I don't want you to change your whole personality to stop feeling like a fraud. You just need to stop abandoning who you already are, would be it. You just simply need to stop abandoning who you are. The more you honour your values, the more you take aligned action, the more you stop measuring your worth through other people's opinions, the more that certainty lands, it comes in and it lands and it begins to return, and you can have that start to into you. But just remember, frauds don't usually question if they're frauds. People who care deeply often do. I'm going to repeat that again. Frauds don't usually question if they're frauds. People who care deeply often do. So if you care deeply about yourself, if you want some help, how to stop feeling like a fraud, I am here for you. Just a message away. That is me, Debs Cooper, global stressologist, signing off for today. Thank you very much. I will see you next week. And next week, I will be in Sydney. Who's going to come to my event in Sydney? Maybe I'll throw it in here as well. Who's going to see me in Sydney? Come and see me live. Come and see me a whole day. Spend a whole day with me where we smash all your illusions out. They're gone. They're gone by the end of the day. Thanks very much. Debs Cooper, global stressologist. And I am signing off on how to stop feeling like a fraud. Bye.